What is up, guys? It's JLau and Jazzy J back with another episode of the Double J Talk Show. Say
Yeah,
hello,
we
Jazzy
back.
J.
Hello, everyone. We back. Week
All right.
3 and our first virtual episode.
Because right now we're both in our bedrooms because Jared is now away in Susquehanna University, and I'm still stuck at home.
Yep, I'm back. It's been exciting. It was good
exciting.
to be home, but it's good to be back.
It's always great to be back doing another podcast with you, Jared.
Yep, it's amazing. We're bringing back this. We're going to Zoom, so we're gonna do our Zoom podcast, and we're gonna see how this works out. So, you excited? See how this works out?
I'm very excited for this.
I hope it works out.
All right, so topics today. Well, today is Election Day 2.0 because we finally got the answer to who is going to be the next president of the United States on January.
Yep, we got the next
Joe Biden and his running mate Kamala Harris.
Yep,
Kamala Harris.
Kamala. I think it's Kamala.
Okay, I don't actually know because I don't really read the news that much or watch the news, so I don't really know the pronunciation as much.
I don't know the pronunciation. I kind of know the pronunciation.
Okay.
Pronunciation. We're gonna learn words tonight.
But whether you're sad or happy that Joe Biden is winning, he's gonna be your president next year.
Yeah, the American people voted him in, so like I said,
yep.
Give him a shot.
So what are the electoral votes?
Let's look. As of this point, we're gonna say what they are as of this point because some states' votes are still being counted, believe it or not.
But it doesn't matter because Joe Biden's going to be your president either way.
Yeah. Well, even though I don't think, at this point, I don't see many states changing their votes significantly. Like California, for example, only has 66% of their votes counted, but they've already decided.
Yeah.
Oregon,
California is going to be a liberal state, like no matter what.
Yeah.
Or left-leaning and Democratic.
Yeah. Like Nevada is currently at, I think Nevada was the one that was holding it up. That was the thing.
Yeah, Nevada was the one that was the anticipation of this entire election.
Mm-hmm. Thinking about the election, what are your opinions on this whole mail-in ballot thing?
The mail-in ballots, they tend to be more left-leaning because a lot of the mail-in votes are like Democratic. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I get the whole concept of the.
Yeah, I think Trump didn't want mail-in ballots because he knew that they were going to be more for Joe Biden and not him.
Yeah, I guess I get that. Like, I get it with the mail-in ballots, but it was good in the situation. Like, and remember, not all states did mail-in ballots. Some states opened voting machines, indefinitely. And a lot of states did the primarily mail-in ballot type of election just because of the whole pandemic situation.
Yeah.
Which,
a lot of New Jersey's like mail-in ballot.
New Jersey was 100%, I believe.
Yeah.
And New Jersey, I think, is almost done counting the ballots. No, New Jersey's only at 77%, believe it or not.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they haven't even finished.
All right. Oh, yeah, this is also my first year voting. Mm-hmm. So I'm glad to exercise the right to vote.
Mine too. My first time voting officially was in the primary election. So I was my first.
Because I turned 18 back in August.
Yeah, mine was back in June. So my first time was in the primary, and this is my first presidential election. So I won't get to do another one of presidential elections for the next 4 years. So I got 4 years to wait.
Okay.
So I'm excited for that.
And in the next 4 years, we'll be able to vote again.
Yeah, and we'll see who else the candidates are. I heard Kanye West. Joe Biden probably. He'll probably run again, the incumbent. Kanye West. Kanye West, yep.
that was a kind of a dumb thing. Kanye West.
Listen, anyone can run for president. The rules are, I think you have to be 35 and you have to be born in the United States.
Yep. I mean, Trump isn't really a political person before, and he became president, so
anything's possible.
Anything's possible. All right. Who you think Kanye would have made a good president?
Honestly, at this point, I have no clue.
Yeah, me neither. I mean, he does he does run a lot of businesses, I think, aside from his rapping career, like the Yeezys company with the sneakers.
Yeah, he does do a lot of that stuff, which is good. Like, you know, you need to have, you know, that what's the word I'm looking for?
Flame.
Not flame. Diversity.
Diversity, yes.
You know, you can get your toes wet in a whole bunch of areas. You know, do a little politics, own your own shoe company, hotel business, bank, whatever.
He's a jack of all trades, basically.
Exactly.
All right, so
enough of this election talk, because you know sometimes we go too deep into elections. You know, we don't want to upset anyone.
Generally, politics is basically just taking sides, especially nowadays. It's really bad because some people can like really ruin relationships just because of politics.
Yeah, it's taking sides, and it's, you know, picking one over the other. You get into heated arguments over politics. So I personally don't try and get myself involved in politics because, you know, it always causes conflict. It always causes everything. So I try not to take sides. I'm usually neutral on all the whole politics thing. I'm like, I roll with the tide no matter what.
Yeah. If there's two things that people should avoid talking about is politics and religion. Those two topics can really just...
Those two can always cause issues, which, you know, it's sad. You should respect everyone's beliefs and you should respect everyone's religions, but
of course, everyone should respect everyone's religion no matter what. It's really heated when you get to those arguments of which religion is better, why, in all those other stuff.
Yeah, I don't get people. In the real world, you really have to be careful with what you say because what you say can really screw you over in that.
Especially now because everything is recorded, just like this podcast.
Just like this podcast. All right, so enough of the election talk. Let's move on to something else.
All right. Is there any hot topics going on?
Well, we could talk about COVID.
Oh yeah, there's always more topics for COVID.
There's always Jared, news.
You mentioned before in another talk was how some colleges are closing down now because of the...
Yeah, it's coming to the end of the semester for a lot of these colleges, you know, Thanksgiving time. But a lot of colleges, believe it or not, are hitting that finish line where their cases numbers are going up on campus. It's time to send everyone home. I'm not going to name colleges specifically, but you know, for those of you who know colleges, you know what I'm talking about.
Well, do you think this is going to affect the tuition and just like get people angry because they paid for room and board and just they paid for room and board?
Most colleges will be reimbursing. I would assume.
That's good. At least that happens.
You know, most colleges, like I said, I assume will reimburse. But you know, I'm not sure. I'm not really.
Because one of the factors of me choosing community college was the room and board option, especially nowadays, because we didn't know if the college was going to send us home and just not reimburse us for room and board, and it's just like you're enclosed in a space where everyone is enclosed together.
And that's why a lot of people chose virtual this year. Like a lot of people, like from my college, I know quite a few people that decided to stay virtual.
Yeah. There's a lot of people in my school who said they were going to attend colleges, or like state colleges, private colleges, but some of them are in the community colleges that I'm in. Like Rainier Valley example.
Yeah,
a lot of people cheaper.
A lot of people are doing that nowadays because of the whole COVID situation and because it's of the unknowns, I guess. Because, you know, there are some unknowns and people, you know, appreciate that there are unknowns, and I guess, you know, some people don't want to pay the room and board either.
Yeah, I certainly didn't because it's a lot cheaper to just be at home, live with your parents, and not have really any real expenses except for college.
Yeah, but, and later on in life, when you decide maybe after community college, maybe you decide, hey, why not take it a step further and go finish for my bachelor's?
Go for that bachelor's degree.
Exactly.
Or maybe the master's or the PhDs or the doctorate programs.
Exactly.
Also, it's also legit if people want to experience the college experiences when they're like 18 and they just want to move out of the parents' house as soon as possible. Nothing wrong against that.
Yeah, me.
Yeah, Jared. It must have been a relief for you to get out of your parents' house.
It's nice to be on your own. I'm just gonna call it that.
Yeah.
It's nice to be on your own.
It
No
does.
no one's telling you to go brush your teeth. No one's telling you to shower.
I mean, you should.
No one's telling you to. Oh, all the things I'm saying I do. No
Sure
one's
about that?
Yes. I've got my toothbrush, my toothpaste, everything right here, ready to go. I use it every morning. I shower every morning. Eat healthy, you know.
Because then your roommates are gonna complain.
Luckily, I don't have a roommate, so there we go.
Oh, you don't have roommates?
I don't have a roommate now.
Oh wow.
Nope, I got lucky. I got a single, so I'm lucky.
That's awesome.
So
Not having roommates.
It's nice having your own room, yes. And I'm in a quiet dorm, so we actually get sleep.
Nice.
Unlike the other freshman dorms where there's
party all night,
parties,
yelling for the video games,
activities. Everyone here is pretty heavy gamer.
Yeah,
I would say.
Really?
Yeah, well, in my hall.
Okay.
I know a lot of people are heavy into gaming, so we do Among Us a lot. So
there we go.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of Among Us, there's a really cool game called Unfortunate Spaceman, where it's kind of like Among Us, except instead of the imposter, it's a monster, and you do tasks in first person, and you have guns. So that's really cool.
Sounds like a fun game.
It is. It's also free on Steam, and I've been playing a lot recently. It's been really fun.
Yeah, definitely. What else is going on? All right, so we talked about college. We talked about, I guess, a little bit of Among Us.
Yeah.
We've talked about elections.
Elections.
Let's talk about what else is going on. So, let's talk about football.
Football.
Why not? So.
Oh, I have a really good thing. So apparently there was a couple COVID cases in my old high school,
and they went all virtual.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that, and they decided to cancel one of the football games, and that was actually the senior night of the football game. So a lot of people were angry.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Well, I drove past there today, and they were getting set up for something.
Yeah.
What did they decide to do?
I don't know, actually. I think they decided to go with it, or it was either canceled. I don't know, one of those two.
Well, I know the other
I'll
team.
Look it up, actually.
The other team I know got a game like that. Like, they got a Saturday game. They found a team that was open. They're like, hey, you guys want to play? Sure. Boom. And that game was taken very quickly.
Okay.
For those of you who want to know, I am eating ramen.
Okay.
The dinner of
that's every college student's favorite food.
The dinner of champions.
Oh, actually, it turns out they are having a senior night.
They're just not doing a game?
Yeah, they're also doing a game. Okay.
Who are they playing?
Let's see. Who they playing? I have no idea.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. Let's see.
We fact checking
who's gonna play my old high school team.
Well, while he does that, I guess I'll plug in our podcast, I guess.
Yeah, there you go.
The Double J Talk Show. You can find us on Anchor, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Radio Public, TuneIn, Breaker, Anchor,
Spotify.
I said Spotify. iHeartRadio. Eventually Apple Podcasts. Most of your major podcast platforms, you'll find us. So, like I said, share it around. We have a good time.
Bridgewater. We're gonna play against Bridgewater. Phillipsburg versus Bridgewater.
Okay, that's news, because I thought that they were okay. I'm learning so much right now, and I'm just saying, because I heard Bridgewater was playing Linden, and then something like that. I'm like, so how in the world? I don't even.
I have no idea. It's just they're playing Bridgewater. That's all I know.
We just let it happen.
Yeah,
I'm not even gonna think.
Yeah, that's life.
Like I said, yeah, it's life. Things happen.
Stuff happens.
Yep. So, I guess the next topic, since we talked a little, actually, let's continue our talk on football.
Okay.
Looking at it's ESPN, it's the NFL season's going in full swing. We got games going all over the place. all these teams are playing each other. I can tell you which teams are on top right now.
There was a college football game that my mother was watching. It was Maryland versus Penn State.
Oh yeah, Big Ten's going all out. Penn State,
Yeah.
Penn State, woo!
No man, Maryland's winning.
Even though Penn State's not doing good this year.
Yeah.
Penn State
last time I saw them, they were like 35-7. Penn State was 7 and Maryland was 35.
Yeah, Penn State's not doing good this year.
Yeah.
It really hurts. It really hurts. But it is what it is. They got a bit of time.
Are you thinking about Penn State?
I was thinking about going to Penn State.
Because I remember someone talked about Penn State in your family.
Mm-hmm. I was thinking about Penn State. I decided not to go because it's a little big for my taste, but
Oh, okay. That's fair.
All right. So let's go from college to professional.
Professional.
Looking at some of the standings now. We got quite a mix. Here, who do you think let's look at the entire league, and who do you think the number one team is out of the league right now?
I have no idea. I have no idea anything about football. Like my knowledge on football is basically like very, 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 very slim.
Who's your favorite team? Start with that.
My favorite team? I don't even know because I don't watch football. Probably the Giants, I guess, because my mom likes the Giants. So.
All right.
That's all I know.
Listen, anyone from Jersey is either a Giants fan, a Jets fan, or an Eagles fan, and then anyone out here where I am, and in Selinsgrove, is either an Eagles fan or a Steelers fan. So
yeah.
It's very good if you're a Steelers fan this year because the Steelers are 7-0 on top of the league.
If I was a Pennsylvania football person, I'd probably pick the Eagles.
Mm-hmm. A lot of people do like the Eagles around here.
Yeah. Oh, if we're talking baseball, I do love the Phillies and the Mets.
I'm not really
even though they're rivals, I like the Mets because there's a show called Big Mouth, and there's a reference where "Let's Go Mets" because that's a running joke in their show. So I like the Mets because of that, and I also like the Phillies because every time they win, they give me free McDonald's.
Okay.
Because McDonald's had to deal with the Phillies, where if they win, you get free large fries, and they've been winning them. They've been winning a lot.
Too.
Yeah, because they've been winning a lot in the summer. So every other day, I would have got free fries. McDonald's. They see me way too much.
Yeah, I will say this: we're just about halfway through the season. Now that I think about it, we're just about halfway through the season with football. You think there's gonna be a Super Bowl this year?
Probably. There's always a Super Bowl. It's just probably not going to be as large of an audience.
I would hope there would be a Super Bowl. They're pulling football off. So, like I said, I hope there's a Super Bowl. I think, honestly...
There's probably going to be a Super Bowl. If they allow these games going, that's probably Super Bowl.
Yeah. In my honest opinion, I see the Steelers going to the Super Bowl.
Okay. And who's the other team? Do you think?
I would say Steelers. I would actually have to say Steelers and Seahawks.
Steelers and Seahawks.
See, my two go-to teams. I either go to the Steelers or I go to the Seahawks. Usually I go to Seahawks.
Okay. Oh, I remember the Seahawks versus Broncos game.
That was a fun game.
It was one of the Simpsons. I remember one of the Simpsons episodes. They predicted the Seahawks win, and they got it right.
Yeah, the Simpsons predict a lot of things, and a lot of
them
come
becoming
true.
Right for some reason. Someone's probably time traveling for them.
I would like to meet the person who writes the episodes for The Simpsons and give him a list of things that I would like to see happen in the future, have him put them into an episode of The Simpsons and let them happen. Because for some reason, if it's in The Simpsons, it somehow happens.
Yeah, maybe I should go to him for investing advice because he's gonna tell me which stocks are gonna do well.
Exactly, like stuff like that. People need to start looking at The Simpsons and saying, all right, we got to learn stuff from this. Like, I don't know. Was there an episode where they had a pandemic in The Simpsons?
Yeah, there was. They also predicted Trump winning, the Hornets. Also the box with the virus, I think. If there was one, it was either that or the bees. Either way, they got it correct.
Okay. So we've learned that The Simpsons get things correct. Always, basically.
They always get
not
excessive.
always, but because there are some things that but usually if they predict it, it comes true.
But they get it right like 80% of the time.
I would say most of the time they get it right, which
Yeah.
is actually kind of crazy.
And creepy too if you think about it.
So it is very creepy. So
Conspiracy
basically, if for some miraculous reason the writer of The Simpsons or the writers of The Simpsons are listening to this podcast, I'd like to shake your hand.
I would love to shake your hand.
Meet you. And I'd like to give you 100 ideas for episodes.
Yes.
Because I think you can make a fun episode with some of my ideas with also predicting the future.
Yep.
So,
how long has The Simpsons been running?
They've been running since like the 90s, right?
That's pretty impressive.
Which is a long time. I think 94?
Okay. Well, even though if that's still true, that's like 26 years. That's so impressive.
Yeah,
so not many shows last that long.
No, not at all. Yeah, 1989 actually.
89. Wow, the 80s.
So, back in the 80s. Oh, late 80s. Very late 80s.
Still 80s.
Like this. December. It was December of 89.
Okay.
So
still the 80s.
But yeah, they've been running longer than Family Guy. They've been running longer than most of the Fox cartoons that you see on now, like Adult Swim and like TBS and all them. All right. So we've gone off on a tangent from somehow talking about the soup. We do that a lot.
That's the point of this podcast, just talking about whatever happens happens in our minds.
Exactly. So let's go back to the Super Bowl. Like I said, Seahawks and Steelers. I see that happening. How the Super Bowl is going to look, I have no idea. If they only have like half the amount of tickets, though, how do you think that rush for tickets is going to
go? I think it's just gonna be sold out pretty fast because football fans will they'll always buy tickets.
Listen, just the minute the tickets are released,
it's gonna be sold out.
Guess. 3, 2, 1. Tickets are out. 1, 2, sold out.
Exactly.
Everyone's gonna hit the button on Ticketmaster.
It's basically a bidding war on eBay
at the exact same time.
And then they'll place some of the tickets on eBay for a lot of money.
Oh yeah, $1 million for one Super Bowl ticket.
How much are Super Bowl tickets usually in like normally?
On average?
Yeah. I never understood how.
Let's see.
All right. Yeah, Jared, look up this facts.
The average Super Bowl ticket cost is about $7,000.
$7,000 just to attend a game. That's a lot of money. Yeah. You know what I can do with $7,000?
What could you do?
I can have the best computer of all time for my gaming needs.
Yes, we could.
I can also buy some bass guitars, some amps. I can also use that for a new house.
Yep. So they haven't really. Where is the Super Bowl this year? Now that I think about it.
I have no idea actually.
Because I know usually it comes up. It's usually around this time that they have a list of where it is. Like it's determined. Like
last year was the Coca-Cola Stadium in Atlanta, right?
Last year it was in Atlanta. Yep.
Okay.
This year,
that's one thing I know about football.
Yeah, it was in the Raymond James Stadium in actually Tampa.
Okay.
It was Tampa. All right. Or no, Tampa. It wasn't. Sorry, no, it wasn't. It's in Tampa this year.
Oh, Tampa this year.
It was in Atlanta last year.
Florida.
And then in 2022, it'll be in Inglewood, California. So
California and Florida.
Oh yeah.
Okay, let's see if there's any more Florida man memes coming up.
We'll see.
I'm betting you there's gonna be a lot of Florida man memes in the football during the Super Bowl time.
Oh yeah.
Florida man enters the stadium on the field, disrupting the football game.
All right. Now here's, I guess, the next question. How much do you think the commercials are? How much do you think a commercial slot is?
I think last year the commercial prices were like $5 million for a 30-second ad. So it's probably a little bit cheaper now.
They like $3 million. Are very expensive. I don't know how.
Well, I think a couple years ago there was like a little study, or not study, but like a little numbers thing that came up that says that 125 million people watched the Super Bowl.
It's
So that's a that.
$5.2 million to get in the Super Bowl
Uh,
in
I was
30
close.
seconds.
I was close. So
Listen, these companies make a lot of money.
yes, I mean,
Like
that's
last year,
125 potential customers you got there.
oh yeah, like it was Fox this year. So Fox gets that money this year. Next year it'll be CBS, or this upcoming year it'll be CBS, and then it'll be NBC, and then it'll go back to Fox again.
Okay, so they take turns.
They all take turns basically.
Okay, that's smart.
So yeah, well,
So
there's a schedule.
not one company gets all the money.
Yeah, well, there's a rotation basically. The
Okay.
NFL leases it, so there's a rotation that happens where but
That's good because not one company is going to have all the power and all the monopoly on the sales.
Yeah, one thing I wish, one thing they could do really, I've always thought of, is they could always just put them on on different channels, like put NBC and CBS and Fox.
Yeah.
They all broadcast their own. Yeah, they use one. They keep the rotation and use one of the video feeds, but they provide their own commentary, and the other company has to pay in to the rotation, like pay, let's say, $10 million to use the video feed.
Okay.
Like, because they're the ones that are on the rotation, and then they can provide their own commentary and their own commercials, so they'll still get that revenue fund, but they're, basically on their own.
Yeah.
Like they're not piggybacking off someone.
They're also going to lose a lot of the 125 million customers. Instead of if there's like four news broadcasting companies going to play the Super Bowl, it's going to be like 25 or 30 million instead of like the 125 million, depending on which news stations people like.
Yeah. And I believe they've already gotten up to Super Bowl 2025 is what they've kind of planned up to as of this point.
I mean, it's a huge event. You got to plan ahead, like years ahead.
They plan years. Like Super Bowl 59 will be in New Orleans.
Super Bowl 59?
Yep. So they kind of have it already planned out.
That's awesome.
So it's kind of good that they do that.
All for football.
Yep, all for the football. All right. We talked about football and we talked about the Super Bowl. Let's think about another topic that we could go over. You know what? Let's start diving into Thanksgiving because we're getting there.
Oh, Thanksgiving. I forgot about that.
It's almost there. We're getting there now because now we're in November. It's turkey season, We've gone over spooky season. Now it's turkey season.
Everyone's already playing Christmas music.
Everyone's already playing Christmas music or holiday music.
On November 1st, I heard Christmas music in a store. I don't remember which store, but I remember I heard Christmas music in a store.
Me, I don't do holiday or Christmas music until...
I only do it until December.
After Thanksgiving.
Yeah, after Thanksgiving.
Then I'm in the Christmas mood.
Yeah. But during Thanksgiving, I'm also in the Black Friday mood to get all those sweet deals on electronics.
Even though I don't think Black Friday is going to look like Black Friday this year.
Yeah.
It's more like going to be
more like Red Friday.
Cyber Black Friday.
There's also the Cyber Monday.
Oh, yeah. But, people are going to have to... Because remember, you're going to have to think. Sorry, I'm still eating, but remember, you're going to have...
You really got to have those ramen noodles.
Yeah, I'm hungry. I'm a college kid.
I had some fried rice earlier before I came on here.
All right. Yeah. So, like I said, it's going to be interesting to see how Black Friday works for a lot of these malls because a lot of these states, there's restrictions on how many. Most stores you can only have like 50% of the capacity, and that's probably about 1,000 people. How in the world are you going to get 1,000 people?
Yeah.
Then you're going to have lines out the door.
Yeah, especially now that like the economy is kind of bad because you really can't you really need to keep track of like the expenses and everything and every penny. You need to count every penny. It's just like you have to get those lower prices and you just don't want to get those higher prices because you just don't have money because everyone's like almost a lot of people are out of jobs right now because of the COVID-19.
Everyone's going to be looking for those deals.
Yeah.
And a lot of these companies are looking to host these Black Friday deals because they're running low on money.
Exactly.
Like, Black Friday for a lot of these stores is like the last shot to save the company, or the company will go under.
Yeah.
Now, I know one company that's not going under, and that's Amazon. They're not going under.
Yep.
Anytime soon.
They're fine. They've
Apple's
actually,
fine.
They really thrived off this COVID
They've
thing.
they've really done good. They've actually pushed their own brand now too.
Yeah.
Like Amazon Basics, everything basically.
Let's see their stocks. Because I'm pretty sure like they tripled their stock.
Amazon, Apple, Microsoft, all the tech companies are doing extremely well.
Let's see. In the last 6 months, Amazon has gone from 2,000 all the way up to 3,500. That's awesome.
Oh yeah. If you're gonna invest in Amazon.
Yep.
I kid you not, they are the future.
They are the future.
They are going to be the future. But yeah, like I said, Black Friday, it'll be interesting to see how it works. I'm just excited to have a normal normal with the air quotes Thanksgiving, because I'm not.
What is normal anyway?
Exactly.
What is normal?
My family, we're not having the whole family the whole cousins this year. We can't because our cousins are all over the place. It's gonna be me and my cousin basically.
Or
my family.
We're gonna have Thanksgiving dinner on a Zoom call.
Yeah, a lot of people are doing that.
That's fine. I mean,
yeah. So we're not doing.
Yeah,
we're not doing anything huge. We're just well, it'll be nice. Well,
you're gonna have that one family member who's gonna be eating McDonald's and Burger King. And then everyone else is gonna have these like nice dinners.
Well, we're not doing the Zoom call thing. It's gonna be me and my cousin from New York who's gonna be coming in, or who goes to Columbia in New York. He's from California, but he's not flying back to California. So we said, okay, why don't you come to our house for Thanksgiving? Sure. So it's nice. Listen, when my cousin's in town, we have fun. It's always fun. It's always fun when my cousin's in town.
Is that your favorite cousin?
Yeah, definitely.
all my cousins are girls except for one cousin that's male. Or he's a boy. I should say not male.
All right. Well, I think we've basically covered everything. I don't have a timer going, so I don't know how long we've been going at this, but I think we've covered just about everything. So should we wrap it up?
I think we should. I think we've talked enough for today, especially for our first Zoom call meeting or Zoom call podcast.
Yep, we have one more Zoom call podcast that we're doing, and then we're back in person.
Back in person.
Then we are back in person because I'll be home from college, and then we're in person until January.
I'll be still stuck here in Jersey.
And you're stuck in Jersey.
I'm still stuck in Jersey.
All right. Well.
All right.
Thank you all for listening. Don't forget to follow us on all your favorite podcast platforms: Anchor, Spotify, Breaker, TuneIn, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, eventually Apple Podcasts. Don't forget to check us out on Twitter.
Eventually YouTube.
Don't forget to check us out on Twitter at Double J Talk Show. On Instagram at the Double J Talk Show, and on Facebook at the Double J Talk Show. And
everything's the Double J Talk Show.
Basically, search the Double J Talk Show. It'll pop up, and then follow us. Find our blue mic icon, and then just give us a follow. I'll let you know when there's new episodes. We're looking for guests, so we're gonna start getting some guests on here. Also, give us some suggestions on what we should talk about.
Please give those suggestions. We want to talk about what you guys want to hear.
Exactly. We want to be your audience. We want to talk about.
Give us some topics.
Yeah, give us something you want us to talk about. All righty. Well, nice to talk to everyone again. Thank you for listening.
Of course.
And we will see you all next time.
See you guys next time.